Hello everyone. So I have good news and bad news. The good news is I am at Nose Hill Viewpoint. They finally opened up. They were closed for about a month and a half, 2 months. But now they paved the entire road, so there's no more potholes. It's nice and smooth, so this is great. The bad news is, for the life of me, I can't get this camera to focus, and that's a 2020 phone. It's pretty blurry, so please forgive it. I'm sure God will bless me with the camera somehow. But I figured I would show you guys this viewpoint. It's actually really nice. The airport is somewhere right around there. It's actually snowing quite a bit. But it's overall a nice night if you stay in your vehicle, right? So I was thinking about something to talk about on my way here, and the only thing that comes to my mind is balance. It's something that I've been thinking about and learning for about 5 years, where everything has a balance, and you have to teach not only on one subject but on both. Like if you teach about grace, then you have to teach about God's power. You cannot only speak about grace, right? It will confuse people. It can actually mislead people if you only touch on one topic and you don't touch on another, right? Like, it's something I see happening in churches a lot. They will teach on one subject, but then they don't teach on the other one. Or they will teach on one Sunday, but then they don't the next Sunday. They teach on it the next Sunday, but then the people who heard the first message, they don't come back. So the example of this is they will teach on God is gracious, God is merciful, He's forgiving. You know, He forgives sin, which is all true. But they don't teach about God's power. So every time there's something in regards to God's grace in the New Testament, very closely afterwards, it talks about God's power somewhere in the same chapter. Oh, so my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in your weakness, as an example. I believe it's God saying, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in your inability. Weakness is also known as inability, right? But they don't explain that. And then people leave, and then they just think they can sin constantly, and they're covered in grace. It's like, well, no, of course not. Right? Paul says that. Should we continue on sinning that grace may abound? It's like, of course not. But that's not taught. So there needs to be a balance in every single thing. And it's something that I'm learning at a deeper level, even including food. The ones who do listen to my recordings frequently, like I can name a couple for sure. I know Sarah is one of them. Hello, Sarah. Thank you for listening. But you guys have heard me talk about, hey, the doctor's now telling me I have these issues with my body because I'm not eating certain foods. So apparently there needs to be even a balance in what I eat. So these are just thoughts I have tonight about everything has balance, and it's not, when it comes to gray, I would tell you guys and warn you guys against that. Give me one sec. It is super rare. If anything, I would say it's not even biblical when it comes to shades of gray, right? There is right, there's wrong, there is good, there is evil, there's light, there's darkness. I asked a friend a long time ago, what are your thoughts on gray areas? And his response is, did the angels fall halfway from heaven to earth, or did they hit planet Earth. Like there is no gray area, right? So there's either right or wrong. Well, to actually get to the point of knowing exactly what is right and what is wrong can be difficult, but in the end of all things, I believe it is right and wrong. I'll give you an example here. God says he hates sinners. Okay? So in Proverbs 6 things that God hates, 7 are detestable to God. One is a lying tongue. Scripture warns all the time about lying, do not lie, all this stuff. Okay? To the point God actually hates it. Now, it could be translated as loves less, right? Because hate in Greek means love less. But it doesn't matter. If God hates it, he doesn't like it, okay? And he warns against it, and he teaches us not to lie. Which is true, yes. But then apparently, I believe it was Rahab. She was justified righteously for lying. Right, so it kind of sounds a bit contradictory. But she was lying to save the lives of 2 people. So it wasn't about her or her own selfish gain or anything like that at all. It was actually to save somebody. So let's say if ISIS did end up manifesting and coming to Calgary, and I know they're coming to my door, and I hide my roommate in the attic, and they ask me, is there anyone else here with you? And I say no. God would not really get mad at me for lying about something like this, because I'm trying to help somebody, which is stating the obvious. But in this, it is not wrong or evil. It's not a bad thing. This is a good thing, right? So to know the difference between right and wrong, but the fact remains there is right and wrong. And it's something I'm thinking about when it comes to balance. And again, Ecclesiastes, there's a time and a season for everything. It's just something I've been meditating on a lot, which is interesting to me. But anyhow, you guys, I will leave it at that. I hope everyone's doing well. Please leave a comment, say hi to me. You know, let me know how you guys are doing. You're pretty quiet for the most part. And I will leave it at that, and I will upload again whenever.